Hey everybody. So I wanted to come to you guys today to do this video. I wanted to wait for the dust to settle on Tekashi 6ix9ine. I saw all of this stuff happening yesterday, but I wanted to see if anything else had come of it, and it really didn't. So I decided, okay, let me go ahead and do it. I don't always want to necessarily jump on the story immediately. I want to wait until see if anything else comes out, and it really didn't. So anyway, the internet basically broke yesterday due to this fool right here. A smart fool, I'll say, but a fool nonetheless. Tekashi 6ix9ine. When he reemerged on Instagram and he went live, basically breaking all kinds of records. Okay. When Tekashi 6ix9ine, the day before, he put out a message on his Instagram saying he was going live on Friday. And there was also a billboard that went up of him, I believe in Times Square. And so yesterday when he went live, he dropped his music video called Gooba. Okay. Then he went live and he had his girlfriend and some other girl dancing. And then he started to speak. And it was just interesting to listen to this kid. All right. When I tell you that there were 2 million people watching him, that was the craziest thing I had ever seen. And what's more interesting is I'm certain that all these people that said that they didn't want to have anything to do with him and F6ix9ine this and he a rat and he a snake were watching too. They were just watching from their fake accounts, their burner accounts, but they were definitely watching. So as you may not know, or you may know, Tekashi 6ix9ine, he got hit with a RICO charge with his 9 Trey Bloods, the 9 Trey Blood gangs. And so when things got hot, he decided to turn tail. He turned informant and basically snitched on the other guys, and he got a lesser charge. He was actually due to be released in August, but because of the COVID-19, they let him go a little early. And he's basically on house arrest, right? But he can go out. They did give him permission to go out and work, so to speak. And so, like I said, he went live, and it was just so funny to watch all these people up in his live. Even Academics, old buster ass, was in there. Academics is one of the very reasons why we even know who Tekashi 6ix9ine is. It's because he pumped him up so much and pretty much, instigated a lot of the bullshit that this kid has done over the last couple of years he's been on the scene. And then, of course, when he went to jail, Academics kind of turned on him as well. And now to see his ass up in the live was just kind of funny. But this kid had 2 million people watching him. He broke the internet. And his YouTube video, I believe, had over 11 million views within like an hour or so. It was ridiculous. But one person that was not celebrating was Meek Mill. Meek Mill, who, of course, thinks that Tekashi is a snake. He came out, he said, I hope that rat going live to apologize to the people he told on or the victim. Y'all forget that a rat like Nip killed Nipsey. He wasn't supposed to be on the streets. That's the only thing I'm going to say because he's dead. Left his baby mom and child like a coward as targets. I wanted to cheer. Then he went on to talk and all this other shit. You guys can read that. But what's funny to me is that Meek Mill tried to evoke some kind of emotion by using Nipsey, right? Meek Mill has no respect for Tekashi. I don't think he respected him ever, which is fine, right? He's entitled to that. But to kind of evoke Nipsey and put his name in it, to evoke some kind of emotion is kind of funny. Then he said, all these cops killing people and this nigga about to go live joking about being a part of that to feed some rich white people. LOL, when they make spaceships, y'all know we copping up, right? And that new song, Trash, we heard that bullshit. Once again, Meek, obviously, he said that he don't want to have nothing to do with them. He's a rat, he's a snake. But he clearly listened to his song to even critique it and call it trash. Okay, it's just kind of funny. Somebody that's so unbothered. The people that supposedly are so unbothered certainly be bothered. Meek just had a baby. He just had a baby with his girlfriend. Like, he was born the other day on Meek's birthday, and here we go, talking about Tekashi. That's just kind of weird to me. All right, just weird. Anyway, Tekashi fired back and said, Imagine having a newborn baby come into the world and be pressed about a Mexican with rainbow hair. All right. So anyway, Tekashi went live, as I told you guys, hit 2 million people. And he kind of explained, he apologized supposedly for snitching and explained the reason why he did so. And I want you guys to listen to his explanation. And we're going to talk a little bit about what he said. Okay? So go ahead and listen to this explanation because I think it's interesting what he said and why he said he did what he did. Okay? Let's go ahead and listen to a little snippet of his live because he explains why he decided to go ahead and tell on the other guys. All right?
Hey, there is a street code and there's something so-called as loyalty and everything and no snitching and all of that. I get it, right? But where was the loyalty when you was sleeping with my baby mother? Where was the loyalty when you was caught on the wiretap trying to kill me? Where was the loyalty when you tried to kidnap my mother? Where was the loyalty when you was stealing millions of dollars from me? Where was that? So who broke it first? I get it. Don't fight fire with fire. I'm sorry. But what did I do wrong? Be loyal to niggas that's fucking my baby moms? Be loyal to niggas that kidnap me? Beat the shit out of me on video and everything? I'm supposed to be loyal to that? No, you know what? You know what it is? Y'all don't want to accept the fact that those is all true facts. Y'all don't want to accept. Y'all understand why I snitch. Y'all understand. Y'all don't want to understand. It's not that y'all don't understand.
Now, his baby mama, after the live, she decided to post this. At first, she said she wasn't bothered, but then she said that she went ahead and said people smart enough to see I'm not the reason he snitched. Take me out of this. And then she basically said he's a marked man. She feels sorry for him. All right. So let's talk a little bit about what he said. Now, I did a video a while ago talking about Tekashi 6ix9ine and how the world views him as a snitch, right? And how people don't want to have anything to do with him. But then when you see why he did what he did, I wonder, does it change anyone's mind? Now, I do understand there's a code out there, right? For the old heads, the OGs, there's a code in the street that when something go down, you know, 10 toes down, you don't say nothing. Okay, there is a code, right? Here, and even I'm not a part of the street, and I don't personally understand it because that very code, in my opinion, keep a lot of murderers from going to jail. Mothers are still out there mourning for their kids that they lost and their family members that they lost because don't nobody say nothing. And that murderer is still sitting, on the street. But it is a code. That's the code of the street. I get it. Don't understand it, but I get it. Now, that being said, I don't necessarily fault this fool, and I still call him a fool because he really is. Okay, he's a big old troll. I don't fault him as much as I fault the very gang that allowed him to infiltrate and set up shop. I think they need to kick their own asses for allowing him to be a part of that. This boy was no street kid. He wasn't a street dude. He just wasn't. He was a kid, a troll. I'm using the word kid only because of his immaturity, not because I think he's truly a kid. He was a kid who became an internet troll, who found some success, who I guess these young people thought he could rap a little bit. And the gang, the 9 Trey Bloods, felt like they caught a lick. They caught a person with a whole lot of money who needed some street credibility. So they brought him in with them. And in turn, he funded the organization. And so when all the other stuff went down, the stuff that he mentioned, and it was time to pay the piper because now y'all caught up, he felt like, well, shit, I don't owe y'all nothing. Y'all tried to hurt me. Y'all tried to kill me. Y'all fucked my baby moms. Why should I help you out? Now, in I guess a normal situation, if he was really a street dude, I could see why they would be truly upset. But he wasn't a street dude. He wasn't a gang member technically. So I don't necessarily think that a lot of people feel like he has to live by a code when he wasn't a street dude. You don't have to live by a code if you want that dude to begin with. Y'all brought him in. Y'all dumbasses brought this kid in and let him infiltrate just because he had the money to fund your organization And then he could say Treyway. He could scream Treyway. So it was kind of like an exchange in his mind. It was an exchange. And then you could see again when things got hot and it was like, okay, you looking at 60 years. He was like, it was him. It was him. It was him. What did you expect from a clown? What did y'all expect? So in essence, I don't know why people are upset with this boy. I just really don't get it. I don't understand it. You cannot bring somebody in that was not from that ilk and then expect them to be from that ilk. And personally, I ain't about to go do 50 years for nobody. Now, I didn't like the fact that he was sitting there doing the shit with them. And then when things got hot and it was time to pay the piper and the feds came running and calling, now you want to act like you want a part of that. I don't like that. That wasn't cool. In my opinion, that wasn't cool. But what did you expect from him? What do you expect from him? And furthermore, all these people out here calling him rat, all these rappers that like, he a clown, he a rat, he this. Let's not forget that some of your favorite rappers have also been accused of being rats, of being snitches. Hell, Ja Rule pulled up papers on 50 Cent saying that he was an FBI informant, that he turned informant, that he was a rat, he was a snitch. Don't nobody sit there and say shit about that. People always whispering about T.I., the way he got out, how he got out early. So it's kind of funny that people pick and choose when they want to say, yeah. Again, I don't understand the whole code or the whole snitching thing, but I do understand there is a code of the street. And if you do live of that ilk, I suppose you have to respect that. But again, I don't think he was ever part of that. I just think this was a person who needed street credibility, and this gang needed some backing, some financial backing. And they called a lick with this kid. And it also gave them some of those guys some legitimacy because they were trying to turn legitimate, right? They were becoming like, I think one of the guys was on Love and Hip Hop New York, right? Trying to turn A&R, executive producer, like all that other stuff. And so they were trying to like, that's why it's a RICO charge, right? They were laundering money. They were doing all this other stuff, right? So they were using his funds, using his money. And like I said, in turn, he was using the reputation of being a street dude. And he just wasn't. He just wasn't a street dude. So in essence, I feel like that gang, you need your own ass kicked for letting this boy in. You need to be ashamed of that for letting this boy in and blowing up your spot. Because he ain't had no business being there in the first place. You know, I never liked Tekashi 6ix9ine. I always kind of felt like he was a clown. And I never liked the fact that he loosely just used nigga. Just like I don't like it any more than when Cardi B uses nigga. I just don't like, but he was accepted for a minute, right? People just thought he was funny. Everything was just like cute. He was just a big troll. He was a big troll who made it big. Him and Donald Trump, two big internet trolls who who made it work for them by trolling. It worked. It worked. And in essence, this is what we have here. And to be truthfully honest, the people that's listening to Tekashi 6ix9ine don't give a damn about no damn codes. The people that's buying his music don't give a damn about no street codes. They don't give a damn that you know, if this dude did 50 years and didn't tell on nobody to come out and say he a real one. A lot of people just not gonna do 50 years just to get a little street credibility, so that when 50 years when I emerge from prison, somebody can say, you know, he a real one. He you know, he stood 10 toes down. He didn't say nothing. Who gives a shit? These kids don't care nothing about that. The kids today don't care about those codes. You should know that these kids don't give a shit about codes. These the same fools out here killing, murdering, and shooting babies and shooting mamas and grandmamas and shit. They don't have a code. It's the Wild Wild West out here. They don't live by no goddamn codes. So expecting this generation, the generation that he's from, to care about him being a rat, they really don't give a damn. They don't. And these white kids is buying his records and his albums and making his boy, you know, have millions and millions of dollars and fans and all this stuff. They don't care about your little code, your street code, your gang code. They don't care. And furthermore, the people that sit here, listen, I don't give a damn if this boy out. He don't bother me none. I don't listen to his ass. But if Meek Mill and all these other people gonna call him rat and snake and all that stuff, have that energy for the George. As long as George Zimmerman is walking around in the streets and that McCracker McDaniels down there in Georgia who killed Ahmaud Arbery, I don't want to hear shit from y'all. As long as people like that walk in the streets, I don't want to hear nothing. People talking about, oh, he about to get got. Somebody gonna take him out. Until y'all take out the George Zimmermans of the world, I don't give a damn about what Tekashi 6ix9ine is doing, and y'all shouldn't either. We got people out here murdering people just for jogging. You know, we got George Zimmerman autographing Skittles in Arizona tea. And he making money off of that. And y'all give a damn about what this kid is doing, what this boy is doing. If you don't have that kind of energy for the George Zimmermans of the world, and you don't want to see that nigga off the street, well, I shouldn't hear it, but if you don't want to see him off the street, then don't say shit to me about Tekashi 6ix9ine. All right? Just don't. Just don't. Because there's a whole lot of snitches out there that you'd be surprised that snitch to get their asses out of jail. So have the same energy for them that you have for this kid right here. All right? Because at the end of the day, he didn't have to live by code because he wasn't from that shit. He was faking the funk and it worked for him. So be mad at your asses. Be mad at the gang who allowed it to happen. That's my opinion on it. It didn't mean that it was right. It didn't mean what he did was right. But again, you got to watch who you surround yourself with and what you're willing to put up with. Because again, this boy, he just wanted credibility and they gave it to him. And then when things got tough, he turned tail. So what else is there to say? What else is there to say? The joke's on y'all. For real. So anyway, I just wanted to give my 2 cents on this. And I'll see you guys definitely on the next video. Go ahead and leave a comment, like, comment, and subscribe.